guys, welcome back to HowToTully. This is your girl Tia.
This is Ricky T.
And today we're coming back with a really quick video. As always, today's video topic will be credit score, how I fix my credit, and how we help raise Ricardo's credit. And we hope that this information can help you and your credit score journey.
So we're here to give you 5 ways to increase your credit score, and we have 3 bonus at the end that can help you increase your credit score also. So please stay tuned and watch the whole video so you can get all of the ways to increase your credit score. So the first way we can increase our credit score is knowing your credit and knowing how credit works.
How do I know my credit score?
So the easiest way for us is Credit Karma. We use Credit Karma every day. You can log in and you'll see updates all the time. And we have no affiliation to Credit Karma. This is not sponsored by Credit Karma or anything like that. It's just a very good tool to find out your credit score, and it kind of breaks down how how credit works, which we're gonna have screenshots on here for you, and we're gonna kind of explain to you how credit works. So the first thing is there's breakdowns, and with those breakdowns, there's different percentages of how effective it is to your credit. So the first thing is your payment history. Now your payment history is about 35% of your credit score. So, and what your credit history is how often you pay your minimum balance on your credit cards every single month. On time, and it has to be on time. So as long as you're paying that minimum balance on time every month, then your credit history will be 100%. And every time you miss a payment, it will drop by how many that percentage. So let's just say you made 9 on-time payments, and then you miss one. Your payment history will drop from 100% to 90%.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So the next thing is your credit card utilization. Your utilization is just how much money you're spending versus how much you can use. So if you have a $10,000 limit and you use $3,000, that's a 30%. And 30% is the golden number. You don't want to go above that number. You actually want to stay at 30% or lower. So
$2,900 would be optimal. Take that at $10,000.
Yeah. Actually, honestly, I personally think that you should be at 0 as much as you can, and just use the credit card every once in a while to keep it activated
for gas and different things like that, right?
Yeah.
But what if you have a Tesla?
Well, then you have to pay the charge. So
that's true.
There you go.
So you got it.
So yeah, the next thing. Oh, and the credit utilization is about what? 30%?
Credit utilization. Yes.
It's 30%. So credit utilization is the next size. It is 30% of your credit score. So those two things is 60%, which takes up most of your credit score. So if you can get those 2 things down packed, then your credit score will come up automatically from that. The next thing is derogatory marks. And with those, that's anything like if you default on any type of loan or anything like that. So if you end up not paying it for so long that like your house goes on foreclosure or anything like that, those will be the derogatory marks. So that is what you definitely want to avoid, and you don't want those on your credit because those will hit you really, really hard.
I have some of them.
The next thing is the age of credit history. So that's different from your payment history. The age of credit history is how long you've had the credit card. So if you have a credit card and you opened it in 2000, then you have 21 years of, because we're in 2021, you have 21 years of credit age.
Which would be really dope, right?
Which is really, really good. Now if you open another credit card this year, what they do is they take it, since you have 2 credit cards at that point, they'll take it and then divide it by 2. So they average out your age. So now instead of being 21 years, you'll be at 10 years and a half, which is still amazing at the end of the day. I think anything over about 5 years is the highest they really look at. You want to make sure you keep your have a credit card, and you keep it as long as possible, so that you can keep that age of history as high as possible. That was age of credit, right? The age of credit history. Now, the next thing is your total amount of accounts. So it's just how many times you've had a credit card, whether you opened it, closed it, if you had a car or anything like that, even if you refinance your car. So let's just say you buy a car and you get it financed through one company. If you refinance and have it move to a different company, you still, that account counts and the new account counts. So now you have two accounts for one car in a sense. So it's just how many times you've opened a line of credit with a company. And the more you have, the better. Whether it's open or if you cancel that card, you want those accounts. You want at least about, I mean, as many as you can. Don't go ridiculous, but over time you want maybe about 10 to 12 is about the max that they really look at. But the more you have, the better, and the more it increase. Now that is only about 10% of your credit, so it's not too dire to have as many as you can, but that definitely helps with your credit. And then the last thing is the inquiries, or pretty much hard inquiries. Soft inquiries doesn't really affect your credit at all. Credit Karma uses soft inquiries, and that's why using Credit Karma every day or every week does not affect your credit. But anything that when someone looking into your credit to open a line of credit, those are hard inquiries. You do not want a lot of hard inquiries at the same time. They do not affect your credit that much, so don't worry. Like if you're buying a house, if you're buying something important like a house or a car or anything like that, I wouldn't say worry about it too much. But definitely, if you're trying to get a credit card, do not apply for 5 credit cards at once. No, that will affect.
Even compartments or credit cards too, you know, are hard inquiries. And they also don't weigh good on your credit, I heard, or it doesn't help your credit much as far as like rating.
Oh yes, department did not as when they're looking into your credit, right? And they actually look at the companies. So if you have a Best Buy credit card versus a Amex credit card, the Amex credit card would weigh more than a Best Buy or a department store credit card, because the department store credit card usually only works in that, you know, with that company. So when people are actually looking into your credit and they're like legit looking into your credit, like buying a house or a car, they do like to see actual companies like, you know, MasterCard, Amex, not just, you know, Best Buy and only use that Best Buy, or Macy's and only use that Macy's, or gas cards, you know. They're not bad at all, but they're just, it's better to have like an Amex. Okay, so those are the different categories, and if once you understand those categories and you're able to you can use that to your advantage to make your credit score better, and understanding where you need to improve. And with, like I said, with Credit Karma, it'll actually show you, and you'll see the screenshots, it'll show you, okay, the color of every category and which category you should work on. So you can have a better credit score. So that's pretty much the breakdown of how credit works. So that was our first and the longest, I'll say, the longest bullet point. That was number 1.
So number 2, which is disputing charges, debt, different things like that.
So with the disputing, usually you can dispute something that's usually like over 7 years old. They usually drop off after 7 years. They usually drop off. But sometimes what they do is they sell your credit
to
someone else. That's one of the easiest way to dispute it. Another thing is, let's just say something that's on your credit that's not you or you didn't do. That's another reason to dispute a credit. There's a lot of different reasons, but Credit Karma actually makes it really easy to do it. You can go right into the app and just say like dispute this, and they'll actually have breakdowns of why you want to dispute it and why you feel like you don't need to dispute it.
That's true. Why you don't need to pay it.
Or don't need to pay it. So when we were actually doing it, we didn't have that option. You had to actually, when you click dispute, when we was using Credit Karma before, it actually took you to the credit bureau and to the website to dispute it, and we had to dispute it manually, and we did not know what we were doing. Now if it is something big and you're like kind of confused or anything like that, I do recommend getting like a lawyer or someone to help you with that if it's like something legit that shouldn't be on your credit. But definitely try to dispute your credit, especially if they sold it, because technically you do not owe that third party company the money. You owe that first party company. So now when they sell it, technically that debt is not yours. But that's not, like I said, that's not something of our expertise. I do recommend getting like a lawyer or someone who knows about that can help you with that. So definitely try to dispute it. Anything you want to say about that?
So absolutely, like I'm 100% down with what you said as far as like getting those things disputed. Some people go ahead and try to dispute everything, and then they let what sticks. You know, like I know I might really need to pay this back, but I'm just going to try to dispute everything, and what sticks. So it's really up to you how you want to go about disputing things on your credit, because once again, you know, it's just a process of getting the best credit score that you possibly can get. So any step that you can take, anything that you can take a chance to make your credit score better, I would say try that. Okay. Yeah, just try.
So number three. So number 3 is adding an authorized user.
So as far as adding an authorized user, that's something that Ricardo did with me when I was trying to get my credit score better, and this was right before we bought the house. So we were kind of on a time crunch to get my credit score better. So we were just trying to find out, what can we do? Like, what can we do to make this process a bit faster? And that's when our lender told us about adding the authorized user.
So I had a credit card for about, I think, 5 years. Bank of America, Bank of America, which was in good standing for about 5 years. I did owe some money on it, but it was that credit history, the age of history really helped, because that was something that she was lacking in, even though the utilization probably wasn't the best at the time. But that's where hers needed the most work. So when I added her to as an authorized user, it added those 5 years that I had my credit card to her. So it kind of gives her that ability to pretty much share.
It mirrors it.
It mirrors it in a way. Now,
kind of like Jesus Christ, because you know, when you become saved, it mirrors that salvation. You get what I'm saying? I snuck that in there. So God bless y'all. You know what I'm saying?
But definitely, before doing something like that, understand what that means. By me making her an authorized user, that means she can use that card however she wants to. Like, it's her credit card too.
If we have a bad day, he better not yell at me now. Not just kidding.
But yeah, so when you add someone as an authorized user on your account, or if you get on somebody's account, you are giving them the ability to use that card,
and you'll be 100% responsible.
100% responsible for that debt. So I would say use that lightly, but it is something that can really help if you need it. You know, if you have a close family member who has good credit, maybe they can just put you on one credit card, whether it's their smallest credit card, just in case, because they literally give her a card, they give that person a card.
And that's optional, correct?
Yeah, it's optional. And they can use it 100% without, you can't dispute it, you can't say it was unauthorized.
So I don't recommend this for like dating couples. I know that sometimes when we're dating, we're highly in love and you want to do everything for that person. For a boyfriend or girlfriend, I don't recommend it. For like even sometimes friends or family members that aren't as close, different things like that, I wouldn't recommend it. Why? Because relationships change, and because sometimes people aren't reasonable, and sometimes you can't talk to people. You really want it to be people that you trust with this particular step. This is a step out on faith step with raising your credit score, where you need to make sure that you trust this person 100%, because it really can mess up you and their credit score. So that's very important.
Plus we have a generational gem with that.
Yes, so as far as the generational gem, and just talking about generational wealth, we would love to drop snippets with you guys and things like that. So if you guys have children, you guys can go ahead and add your children as an authorized user on your credit card. Tip now, keep that card away from them, because they are kids and you don't want to have, you know, Coco Melons and Fortnite things on your credit card, and you're like, where this stuff coming from? Kids buying video game points, stuff that you can't like get your money back from, because once again, you will be 100% responsible for whatever they spend. Don't even let them know that they're authorized user.
I was gonna say, you can do it without even letting them know that they're an authorized user.
there's like social and different things like that. You have everything that you would need to make your children authorized users. And by the time they are 18 and they start to need their credit card and their credit score will be amazing, because not only will you be, if you're responsible, paying your things on time, but you will also be helping with their age of their credit score as well. And
the credit history, the payment history. It's all around. As long as you take care of your credit card, that's just like I said, a generational gem that you can use to give your kids an upper hand. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
In society. So that's just I love that. And that's something that she came up with. So yeah.
All right.
So number four is
wait, before you say it, because a lot of people are not going to agree. And you guys, please remember, this is our YouTube channel, so we can say what we want. If you disagree, that's okay. Put it in the comment section in a nice way. But a lot of people say don't do this, right? You see that in a lot of videos. I see that in a lot of videos. But let us tell you why you should do this, okay?
So number 4 is paying off your debt, and calling the debt collector to bargain, right? So this is a true story. This is something that we did. Once again, these tips are things that we did. These tips are things that we did, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, when I say pay off your debt, literally just, you know, make your monthly payments. But calling the debt collector, especially if it's a third-party company, you can bargain with them, and to be honest, you can go as low as about 55 to 60% of the debt. So if you owe $1,000, you can
get
probably
away with $600, $550.
600, 500. So what we end up doing, I think you owed like maybe 700 at that point. $700 or something like that. And I calculated it, and I told him, and it's so funny.
And I'm not good with the stuff. You guys do hear him saying that he did it, and because we're married, he was able to make that call for me.
So yeah, I called, and because they would always call and bargain. They bargain with you also, so they'll call you and say, hey, we have a special today, you can pay X amount of dollars, right?
Should I explain why they do that?
Yeah, we can explain why they do it.
Okay.
Yeah, so
go ahead, and then I'll explain why.
No, go ahead, explain it first so it can make sense.
So I'll explain why. So what happens is, for example, if you owe money to your school or to a hospital, different things like that, eventually, as businesses, they can write it off as a tax, as a loss, right? So they write this off as a loss, and you know, they get like a discount with tax or something, a tax rate, different things like that.
It's a tax write-off.
It's a tax write-off, so they're fine. The business that you owe money to, you no longer owe it to them. They're getting their money back from the government because you failed to pay them back. But what they're going to do is sell that debt to another debt collector. So debt collectors are paying pennies on the dollar for debts, so that we can say, we have people that's going to be aggressive and call to get that money back. We know you're a hospital, you don't have time to be chasing people for money. We're going to chase them for that money. Can I please pay you 20 cents for that $100 or that dollar debt, right? So at this point, even if you gave them 50 cents, they've made profit back. So they just want something for the money that they've already paid, which was barely anything, but still, it's just a whole hustle.
Yes. So the third party paid a little bit amount, maybe 10% at the most. So they want to make maybe close to 30 to 40, 50%. So that's where I calculated that 60. So if they pay 10%, and you give them 50%, then you're looking at about 60%. So what I did was, I think we owed about 700 and some change, and I calculated it to be about $490, right? So I called them, because they will call every week or whatever, and I called them back one day when we had the cash.
Yeah, we just wanted to get it over with, and we just wanted to get past that debt.
When we had the cash, and I said, listen, someone called me and said they had a deal going on that all I had to do was pay, it was like $490, something like that. And the guy was like, oh, let me check.
And he's like, oh yeah, I see it right here.
He said, oh, I see it right here. It was $493.22. I thought, oh yeah, that's what he said. And it was crazy.
We didn't talk to anybody.
We didn't talk to nobody as far as paying off. But I just did, you know, basic math, and I was around. I didn't know exactly the number that their cutoff was, but it was only like $3 off. I was only off by like $3. So so when he said and I told him the reason why I didn't pay it at the time was because I didn't get paid. I called on a Friday, so it was payday.
It was perfect.
it was payday, and you know, he took the $4.93 and whatever cents,
and went on about his business, and they no longer called me, no longer bothered us, and it got off
it was off the credit and everything. So
off my credit.
That definitely does help. Just make sure that you get some type of reference number or anything like that, because just in case, for proof, just in case somehow they resell that debt or anything like that, then you can dispute it. So make sure you get some type of reference number, any type of printout, any type of email.
That's what else I wanted to say. Once they sell that debt as well, when you realize that it's no longer the original debtor and they sold it, you can also then dispute it. You can dispute it because you know you don't owe Fort Lauderdale debt collectors. No, you owe Broward County, Broward General. You get what I'm saying? So, like, who is that? I don't know them. I never borrowed any money from them. Dispute it. And dispute it and dispute it until you don't have the energy to dispute it anymore, because you don't owe the money. The original debtor already got their money back, and like, you're free from that original debtor. So try to dispute that as well. Yeah,
definitely. So yeah, we were able to dispute one, and the other one we paid, because like I said, at the time, Credit Karma, disputing on Credit Karma wasn't as easy, but now it's so much easier. They even give you options to click to say this is the issue. But when we were trying to do it, we had to do everything ourselves. So definitely use that utility. Once again, we are not associated with Credit Karma at all. It's just an amazing tool that we like to use.
And we really do want it to, we've been wanting to share this information for at least a year now. At least a year now, we've been wanting to make this video, and we're back being consistent with sharing. And the reason why is because people are paying hundreds and if not thousands of dollars to credit fixers, to credit fixers, repair, when this information that we can give you for free could be something that you can do. It's very easy to dispute that debt. It's very easy to call the debtor with Credit Karma, at least. It's very easy for you to call that debtor to get half that money paid off, save your stimulus, save your income tax. Like, these are the things that we did to become debt free. Even though we made decisions to put ourselves in different situations, that's because we were blessed to do so. But to get to that debt free point that we got to, we took these steps, and we're sharing that so that you guys can get there as well.
So if any of these helped you at all so far, because we're at number 3, right? Please like this video. Just take a second, like the video. So number five. Number 5. So number 5 is get a secured credit card.
So this is mine, because Ricardo never had to do this. You never got it.
Actually, I did get a secured credit card. Yeah, way when I was before your time.
Before my time? Yeah. Is there anything else that was before my time?
I got my car.
Okay, guys, so let me tell y'all. So I ended up having to get a secured credit card, and me and Ricardo was going back and forth about this, trying to figure out what would be the best way, if I should get like a regular credit card, if I should get a secured credit card, and we found out that getting a secured credit card would be the best way. And I went ahead and did that with my bank, Bank of America. I think that sometimes it's easier for you to get things done with the banks that you already have. Not only do they have your account, but they also see that yes, you do have money in their different, they pay attention to that.
Yeah, they pay
attention to that type of stuff. So what I ended up doing was going ahead and applying for that secure credit card, and I did the minimum. Usually the minimum is $300.
I think it is.
So that's what I did, because we were just trying to get the house, and we were a few months away from. We did all this. We raised my credit
6 months
from like a 500 and change to like a 700. It got to a 700. Yeah, it was almost 800 when we were signing the house. On the paperwork, it was like 7.
Her credit score was higher than mine. Because I had so much credit utilization. I think I still owed on.
And I had no debt.
Oh yeah, I owed on the Lancer.
Yeah.
So yeah, her credit was actually better than mine.
I was almost at 800.
After we did number 1 through 5, like all these steps, you know.
Yeah. So I ended up getting the $300 limit secured credit card. So what that was me creating an account with Bank of America that says that I'm borrowing $300. When in reality, I wasn't really borrowing their $300. I was borrowing my $300. So yes, you do have to put your own money for it. So what they're going to do is take it from your account, if I'm not mistaken. So, which is really good when you're already with that bank. They went ahead and transferred that $300 to that credit card. So now it looks like I have a credit card with a $300 limit. It was good for me to use that for, once again, gas purchases, grocery purchases, different things like that, and to pay it right off. You can use it for your Netflix account, pay it right off. Your phone bill, pay it right off. What that's doing is saying that she is a good person to lend money to, and she's going to pay me back. It's just a practice. It's really just so that you guys can build a relationship. It's like courting. You're courting with your bank when you have a secured credit card. So now I ended up graduating I did that for a while. My credit started to grow because it literally was like I had a credit card and I was building my payment history as well as my age of credit.
Yes.
So once I saw my credit score going up and they saw my credit score going up, they sent me a letter that said you have now graduated.
Yes, you definitely want to do that within the first year because usually those credit cards come with an annual fee. So you don't want, I mean, unless you don't mind giving them 30, 40 bucks. Try to graduate your credit cards before the first year so that you will get your $300 back if your credit score goes up. So you get that money back.
That was a surprise. You ruined the surprise.
I'm so sorry.
So I ended up getting my $300 back when I graduated, and then in the letter it also said that you now have a credit score limit of $600. So now I had a credit card that was not only $300, which I originally expected to get once I got my money back, but they gave me more. And a few months after that, they increased it even more. So now I have about a $1,600 credit score limit. None of my money in that account because they've grown a relationship with me and they trust me, and that's helping my credit score as well. So you guys get to see that it's legit a process. Some people just want to jump into it, the 6 feet, but sometimes you gotta walk into the pool, you know? So that's basically what the secured card is. It's taking baby steps. It's very minor risk to it.
Yes. Well, there's no risk because you put up the money.
Your own money. Which is why you put up your own money.
Yeah, the whole thing is they don't trust you at this point,
Pretty
right?
much, yeah.
So you have to put up your own money and they're going to give you a credit card.
Bank of America. You should put Bank of America with the 2 dots. I don't trust you.
But you put up your own money and that $300 is there just in case you're not able to make the payments if you max it out. The goal is to definitely stay under 30%. So in this case, you don't want to spend, what, $90?
Yeah, because it was a $300 limit.
So you want to stay under $90 and try to pay it off as much as you can, especially when it comes to secured credit card. And then you can, once you graduate it, you can get that money back. So definitely something I recommend. Now, since we got through the 5 and you still here, we got 3 more bonuses. So if those 5 helped you, please go ahead and like the video and comment which one you think is the best so far that you think will help you.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Hey, hit the subscribe button. Oh, that was the subscribe button, my bad. Alright, so now, bonus number one. So with the bonuses, I don't think we did any of the bonuses. Actually, bonus number 3.
I actually did the bonus number 1. I don't think I told you. So I've been keeping something from you. I apologize. I was helping
and this is the way you tell me.
I was helping somebody and I was like, let me go ahead and show you. All right, let me go ahead and
show us. Show me.
So I did it already. I'm not going to do it again.
No, show me like what it looked like. I don't know what it looked like.
Well, I can just explain it.
Okay, please.
Okay, so you go to Experian.com and you see everything on their website, and of course, because it's something new, they're advertising it. So you'll see on the website somewhere nice and big, because they work really hard for you to notice it, Experian boost your credit score. So having a bank account is very important. I'm not sure if you can do this without a bank account, because what they wanted you to do is log into your bank account so that they can go through. And it feels kind of intrusive, but if you want the boost, you get the boo, okay? So you're gonna let them go through your bank account, through your statement and different things like that, and they're looking for consistencies. They're looking for something that you've been paying consistently over time, so that we can say, oh wow, they do know how to pay payments, they do know what they're doing, they do have money, and they are doing things in a continual manner. You have Netflix, you have your light bill, Hulu, different things like that. They're going to take that information and say they have been paying monthly, and that's going to be an age of credit, and as well as payment history help.
Nice.
So it's just they're reaching. They're really trying to help you the best way that they possibly can. It's really a benefit to you. You get what I'm saying? So that immediately, I think it raised my credit score like 1 or 2 points because it already was at a good spot.
Got it.
So it wasn't really going to impact me a lot. But if you guys are new to it, it may do something nice for you where you can actually notice it. So Experian Boost did go ahead and boost my credit score.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Maybe I'll do mine on screen or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was.
Nah, later. Okay, so that was bonus number 1. Bonus number 2, did you do this too?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
Okay, but we have a friend who's done it. Is the Self app. Download the Self app. The Self app is a pretty cool app where you can, it's kind of like a secured credit card. Right? And we have no affiliation with Self or anything like that.
Yet.
Not yet. We're trying.
Self, we're coming for you.
But we have no affiliations. It's not sponsored by Self, but it's just a great tool. And pretty much what you do is it's kind of like a secured credit card, but in a different way, where you're paying yourself every month an agreed amount of money for a certain amount of time, and they report it to the credit bureau as monthly payments. So now your age of history and everything like that. Now at the end of that contract, so let's just say you pick a 1 year, 2 year contract. At the end of that contract, what they do is they give you back that money with minus the fee. I don't know what the fee is because I don't have the Self app, and depending on what contract you choose, the fee might be different, but minus the fees, you get that money back. So it's like you're pretty much building your credit while saving money. And like, I don't know what other way to like there's no other way to beat that. That's like
to beat the system,
everything
and it's similar to the secured card. It sounds very similar to that, to the secured card.
But you get the money afterwards, and now you have to make those, and then I think it's automatic pay or an automatic withdrawal, so you don't have to think about it. You just have to remember, okay, on the 3rd, X amount of dollars come out, and then after the 1 or 2 or 3 years or whatever you choose, they give you that money back minus minus the fees that they offer or that they have. And I think each contract is different. I guess the more money you put in, the less you have to pay in fees. I'm not sure. We don't have it. We do have a friend who has it, who just started it. So we're gonna maybe we can report back.
So far, it seems good. Like she's comfortable with it, and she's been making her payments. So.
But definitely consider doing that, because I honestly don't think there's any other or any better way to do it all and save money at the end of the day, because a lot of times,
which is really dope to save the money.
Because a lot of times the reason why we have bad credit scores is because we don't have a lot of money in our disposal, because if we did, we'd just pay off every credit, right? Or every debt that we have. So definitely look at that, you know what I'm saying? And then
if you guys do try Self, if you do have Self, leave a comment below and tell us how you like it, how has it been, if you have good or bad. We're not 100% for it. We're not Self. So if you guys can leave an honest review of Self if you have it, and I'll share with my friend too, so she can leave an honest review at the bottom below as well.
Also, if you have any other credit
tips,
actually tips too, leave that in the comment below. Or if you use a different credit app, like instead of Credit Karma or something, let us know in the comments. Maybe someone else.
There was another app.
Yeah, because Credit Karma is so good. But that's a different story. We're not affiliated. And number three. This is testimony for me. Okay. This is very serious. Okay.
So number 3, and I want you guys to take this as heavily as you took every other tip. Do it with God, okay? I'm gonna have Ricardo put it at the bottom. Do it with God, okay? Because all things work for the good of those who love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. When we're doing it with him, there's nothing that is impossible, okay? And even in the process of getting this done, I needed wisdom from God, and I ended up listening to Ricardo, because we had like different ideas of how, because the lender was saying one thing to me and Ricardo was saying another thing, they were like, try this way, but Ricardo was like, I think that this way is best. And I'm like, but they know what they're talking about. And I just wanted to follow, even if they were correct, I just figured that, God would love if I was obedient to my husband. I surrendered to my husband. And even the same week that happened, a random debt dropped off my credit score. And this wasn't the one that we disputed. This wasn't the one that we bargained for. This was another debt that was just there. And I felt like there was like, well done, daughter. You get what I'm saying? And I honestly believe that you could put God in everything. You can put God in your marriage. You can put God in your finances. You can put God in your diet. Do it with God, okay? Because legit, you cannot fail, and you will not fail. And if it doesn't work, then God is calling you to do something else. Maybe he wants you to be like Dave Ramsey with no credit score. Just take it day by day and do it with God.
Definitely.
Anything else?
Yes, doing it with God. Also, doing it with God with faith, I think, because faith is really.
I'm gonna scoot down so you can put a light bulb on top of you.
Me or you?
Oh, you.
Oh. But definitely with faith, because what happens is throughout this process, it takes months. Some of the stuff takes months.
It does.
You can become discouraged, and seeing your credit score either drop or not move or anything, it's very discouraging. So don't give up. Just have faith. Believe in God, and like literally believe that God will help you through this.
That's not a taboo.
No,
we're not being tabooish. Like, we're not just saying it to say it.
Exactly. So, like really like believe, like just know that God can help you through this. Like, it's not like rocket science, especially once you know how credit works and you use something like Credit Karma and you see where you're at, because everybody's situation is going to be different. You know what I'm saying? Some people might have age of credit, but they're just not paying the payment history because they missed 3 payments. Because sometimes missing 1 payment, like I said, can drop you 10%, which is about 35% of your credit score altogether, which can really drop your credit score. You just gotta continue making those payments and not be discouraged from that, and you know, just continue, because you know that will really like bump up your credit score. And
it's funny that you said do it with faith, because you remember I was still looking for rentals.
Oh,
we were doing all of this to buy the house, and like in our last video about marriage, I think I was talking about it too. Like, Ricardo has a faith for our marriage that I just can't match. You get what I'm saying? Because I didn't believe that we were gonna get the house. So that same, we had the house realtor, and we had an apartment realtor. So that was my realtor, the apartment realtor, and they showed me a nice little house that was in our budget. I was like, this is.
We didn't even go inside. It was just because they didn't come
double schedule
or something, which was a sign from God to me.
That was also a sign. So when things are not working, when doors are shutting, when opportunities are gone, if you don't fix your credit before you get the house, that's not your house. If you don't get that credit before you buy that car, that's not your car. It's not. Like, God is not a God that fails. He's not a God that lies. There's houses that we looked at that we wanted. I just remembered it.
That's a whole different, listen, that's a whole different talk. We'll talk about that later. Us buying a house. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that one. That one is a whole nother story.
So is that going to be a buying a house video?
Buying a house, what it took us to buy a house maybe, or something of that nature. But definitely that is a talk, because we went through what I feel like most people don't go through. But yes, definitely something that we definitely want to talk about. So stay tuned for that video. Is there anything else?
I think that's pretty much it. Oh, also, so we'll also show you guys what our credit score is now. I guess we'll show like.
We'll show. I have a screen.
So we out here. We did a good job.
This is my credit score.
That'll be cool. So we thank you guys so much for watching this video. We really do hope it helps. We know a lot of you guys are waiting on this video for a long time. Before we go, we know a lot of y'all was waiting on this video for a long time, so we came through. Give us another request. If you guys have more things that you want us to talk about here on our channel, we will be posting these videos often.
Every Friday.
Every Friday you guys will be able to hear talk from us. So give us something to talk about in the next weeks to come. This is our bread and butter. So go ahead and leave some butter by liking this video and drop some bread in the comments. This is our bread and butter. So go ahead and like this video to give us some butter, and leave a comment to drop some breadcrumbs, okay? Because we really do appreciate it, and we do appreciate you guys. Go ahead and subscribe, and we can't wait to see you guys next time here on
HowToTully, the ultimate how-to family. Bye, y'all.
I think that's a pretty dope thing.
Yes, that's one of our
categories?
No, that's one of our 5 things.
Blooper. Okay, keep going.
All right, so the next thing is to know how your credit, how credit works, and
it's to know how credit works. What's the number 2? How to know credit? How credit works?
No, it's the same number 1. Let's just
number 1. Dang, it's that one.
It's that fly. It was coming for you. All right.